Okay, guys, I wanted to tell y'all the story time about how I was scammed. That's right, I was scammed and I got receipts. Receipts. Say hi, baby. You trying to steal the show? Mommy and Autumn show? Anyway, y'all, I was scammed. Like, it was ridiculous. Let me tell y'all what happened. So, this was like right when the iPhone 7 had just kind of like hit stores. Stop, baby. Stop. This was right when the iPhone 7 had hit stores. And I really wanted a, no, iPhone 6. I'm lying. iPhone 6 had hit stores. And I really wanted an iPhone 6. But I did not have iPhone 6 money at all, to say the least. So, I was like, okay, well, let me explore cheaper options. So, this guy had added me on Instagram, and he sold, like, he was the plug. He had, like, shoes. He had, iPhones. He had all types of things. And then he had the iPhone, I think, for, like, 300 and something, or 400 and something. It was significantly less for what they were selling it for. The iPhone 6, it was significantly less for what they were selling it for in the store. Bless you, baby. So I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm just going to go through this guy. I'm going to get a nice little iPhone 6. So I kind of started stalking his page for a while because I seen that he sold stuff, and he would post that he would go to the post office, and he would post all this stuff. So I was like, okay, cool. And he was stationed down in Atlanta. So I'm like, okay, cool, like, this is a legit person. And I was watching his page for a while, and I messaged him, and I was like, hey, like, I messaged him about some shoes. Really, I had no interest about the shoes, if I'm being 100% honest with you guys, but I just wanted to see, like, how quick he was in messaging back. So I messaged him to ask him about these shoes, and he messaged, like, right back within 5 minutes. So I was like, okay, he's quick. So I'm watching his page. I probably watched his page for about 2 weeks. And he seemed legit. He seemed like a legit, trustable person to buy the phone from. So then he's like, okay, I messaged him again. I'm like, hey, I'm interested in buying an iPhone 6. How do I go about it to get started to buy the iPhone 6? And he was like, basically what I do is that I DM him the, thank you, baby. I DM him whatever iPhone I want, like the memory I want, along with what color I want. And then I pay him Google Wallet. Now, I asked him, I'm like, hey, I've never used Google Wallet before, guys, at this point. So I'm like, hey, with Google Wallet, like, can I get my money back for any reason? He's like, yeah, you can get your money back, like, that's easy. I'm like, okay, cool. Me being an idiot, trusting this dude. Anyway, y'all, I'm like, okay, cool, I'm about to get me an iPhone, whatever. I messaged him, I'm like, hey, I want the iPhone 6. I think that I wanted it in rose gold. And I believe I wanted like 30-something gigabytes or whatever. And he's like, okay, cool. So I'm asking him, I'm like, well, how long does it take for you to ship it? Like, how does all that work? And he's like, oh, well, I ship it that same day. Yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, okay, cool. That works out perfect. Mind you, this is what he told me. And at this point, he was messaging me back like this, like water. Like, he was quick messaging me. Quick. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I message him. I'm like, I tell him what I want. And then I go to download Google Wallet. And then I make the payment. I make the payment to him for, I want to say, I don't even think I can check. I want to say it was like 500 and something. I make the payment, y'all. I make the payment. Screenshot it, sent it to him. He's like, okay, cool. It'll be out by later on today. I'm like, cool. The day goes by, and I haven't heard from him. And he's still posting on his page, so I'm like, okay, like, he's still there. The next day, I didn't hear from him. And then, by the end of the next day, I messaged him, and I'm like, hey, do you have a tracking number for me or anything like that? He's like, oh, no, I still haven't mailed it. Sorry, I've been busy, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, okay, no problem. Take your time. Really, like, y'all, no, don't take your time. I'm like, no, don't take your time. Hurry up. But I'm like, oh, take your time. Anyway, time passes. Another day passes. He doesn't get back to me with any tracking number. So at this point, I'm kind of irritated. And I message him. I'm like, hey, I thought you were supposed to be mailing the phone off today, like what's going on, blah blah blah, like what's going on, when are you gonna be mailing it, when should I expect it, all that, when can I get a tracking number. He basically tells me that he mailed it and he's waiting for them to send the tracking number. Now on the page, on his actual Instagram page, he sends pictures from whenever he mails stuff, and he like timestamps it. This is what he's putting on his page. So on his page, every time he sends out a package, it would have him at the post office with the package, and then timestamped with the person's like name, and then information would be blurred out. That's how he had it made it look that he did whenever somebody had the package. I'm sorry if y'all keep seeing the camera move in different positions. Autumn keeps trying to grab the camera, so I keep moving it like back to where I had it. But anyway, so that's how he was making it look. So that's how I'm expecting, like I'm expecting to get a picture with my information, blah 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 blah. Y'all, I'm sitting there, he's like, oh yeah, I mailed it off. So at this point, I'm kind of like, I'm already kind of suspicious, because I'm like, it's been a couple of days and I basically had to harass you. And at this point, the messages had started to slow down. He wasn't messaging me as fast. The messages had kind of started to slow down. Like, he was messaging me really quick before, like water, but then after he had got the payment and stuff, he was being really slow with his messaging. Like, his messages had went from every, like, within a minute he would respond. It was like wildfire. 5 minutes max to like 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Some was like 20 minutes. And I'm just like, I'm annoyed, because I'm like, I'm sensing that something's not what it appears to be. Because already he's not doing what he like advertised that he did. Like the thing that he prided himself on doing, he's not doing it. So I'm already kind of sus. I'm like, okay, something may not be right here. But I'm still staying on the track, y'all. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to tough it out, whatever. Anyway, a couple of more days passed, and I want to say at this point, like, it was like 5 days had went by. Give me that. I want to say like 5 days had went by, and I still didn't have tracking information. And so at this point, like, I'm hounding him with it. I'm like, man, like, where's my tracking information? When are you gonna get it to me? Like, I'm being quick. And at this point, by the time those 5 days had went by, his messaging got horrible. He had went from messaging me within a minute or 5 minutes in the beginning to like sometimes I would message him multiple times throughout the day and he wouldn't even respond. So at this point, I'm like, okay, something is not right. Like, I don't think that I am going to get I don't think it's the iPhone. Like, I think I'm being scammed. Mind y'all, this is my first experience with freaking scamming. My first ever experience. So I'm like in my head, I'm like, Jessica, you being scammed, like you got scammed, but I'm still trying to like give him the benefit of the doubt, and I'm like messaging him, like, hey, when is the tracking number coming? Like, is the tracking number coming today? Can I expect the tracking number soon? Hey, do you know when I can expect the tracking number? How long do I have to wait before I can get a tracking number? Hey, like, I'm literally like hounding him with like, when can I get the tracking number? When can I get the tracking number? When should I expect the tracking number? When is the tracking number gonna be here? And he's just like literally not even like responding at all. He's not saying, hey, soon, or hey, I'm working on it, or hey, nothing. He is just not responding at all. And I knew that he was seeing my message. This is before Instagram, like this is before the whole scene thing started happening. I knew he was seeing my messages because of the fact that he was posting on Instagram multiple times. So I'm like, okay, he's seeing me and he's just ignoring me. Finally, I'm like, dude, you scammed me. I want my money back, blah, blah, blah. Once I said that, y'all, he messaged back with a quickness. I sent that message. He messaged back 2 minutes later and was like, hey, sorry. He was like, hey, sorry. The way the messages work, like the messages, your message got pushed down. Like, I get a bunch of messages a day, and your messages basically got pushed down to the bottom of the queue.
Really, nigga?
Funny how my message just so happened to be on top when I was asking for my money back. But okay. Oh, hold on, y'all. Let me reverse a little bit. I had checked. I don't know if this part, because this person added me out the blue. I actually don't know if this person was somebody that I actually personally knew and they scammed me. I don't know, because when I looked up him on Facebook, because he only had an Instagram. When I looked him up on Autumn. When I looked him up on Facebook, I actually could not, I looked him up, and he was in Atlanta, and and his page looked fake because he only had like 2 pictures, I think, and he had somebody else that on my friends list that I was friends with, and that was like our only mutual friend. It was like one person, and our page, our Instagram, our page was not linked. Baby, I need you to figure out what you want to do. Our page was not linked. Like my Instagram page is not linked to my Facebook page at all. So the fact that we happen to have that one mutual friend, like, I'm still kind of sus to this day. Like, was that somebody I knew that tried to scam me, or like somebody I was friends with on Facebook that tried to scam me? That's still sus to me to this very day. But anyway, so yeah, so he, like, when he got that, when I was like, I want my money back, thank you, baby, he messaged me with a quickness, with that BS, with a quickness. And I'm like, okay, at this point, I'm like, well, let me give him one more chance. Let me see. Let me give him one more chance. I'm like, okay, well, what's going on with the tracking number? He's like, I'm working on it. By the end of that day, he did send me a tracking number. Y'all, let me tell y'all this. He made it seem like, again, on his page, that, and this was the final straw, y'all. This was it. Like, when I seen this, I was like, no, this is a scam. He made it seem like his, all the iPhones was in Georgia with him. That he had the iPhones. If iPhones wasn't ordered, he was shipping them out. When he finally did get around to, and I want to say it was a full week by the time he sent me the tracking number. It was for a product from DH Gate, and y'all, kids. It was from a product from DH Gate, and not only that, y'all, but I live in California. It wasn't even going to California. It was going from DH Gate to Atlanta. So I'm like, okay, this dude's scamming me. So at this point, I'm like, bro, like, I thought that you said that you had I thought everything was already, like, at this point, I'm livid, because I'm like, you're playing games. And now it's very clear that he's playing games. And now is where it became very clear that it's a scam. And I don't know why he didn't just block me and just take my money. Honestly, I don't know why. I don't know if Google Wallet is a certain amount of time before the money clears. I don't know. But I do know that he sent me that, and at this point I'm fed up, and I go in on him. I'm like, and I'm asking him questions. He's not responding at all. So finally, let me finish this. So finally, I'm just like, I want my money back. Bump it. I get my money back from Google Wallet. I want to say that I put up a dispute with my bank and basically told them the whole situation about what happened, and I got all my money back. Needless to say, if you guys want to know where he is right now, I believe that he deleted his page, and I want to say, I think he like sold it. So I think that was just like a stock page. Like, I think it was just a page, you know, like pages that people have hella followers. Like, let's say they have like 1 million followers, and then they sell it to somebody, so now it's somebody new and they got that 1 million followers. I think it was one of those stock pages, because the page was deleted for a while. The page was deleted for a while, and then when it finally did, like, when I finally did see it again, it wasn't even like all his pictures were gone. All his pictures were wiped, and it was like somebody brand new, like a whole new thing. It wasn't even somebody selling something. It was like a band page or something. So I'm pretty sure it was like a stock page, and I'm pretty sure it was somebody I knew that tried to scam me. But yeah, that is a story on how somebody I knew tried to scam me, because I'm pretty sure it was somebody, I'm pretty sure it was that one person that tried to scam me. But anyway, y'all, thank you guys so much for watching the video. Thumbs up the video if you've ever been scammed. First of all, if you've ever been scammed, if somebody's even ever tried to scam you, and thumbs up if you like the story times. I have a lot of stories, so I want to try to kind of share it with you guys, and it's not friendly for my family channel. Check out my family channel though. Our Tiny and Sweet vlogs kind of often. But I will see you guys in my next video. Thumbs up this video, comments, what's your favorite thing about 2018 so far, and subscribe if you aren't already, and I will see you guys in my next video. Love you guys. Peace.